What's up, it's Cinema Shogun here, and as we all patiently wait for the Johnny Depp trial to begin once again, I can't help but use this time to kind of dwell on some of the details in this case. And I just keep asking myself the same question. How did we as a society allow this to get this far? With all of the evidence that is stacked up against AH, with all of the recordings, with all of the different witnesses, how could this been drawn out so long and gotten to this point? As a man, it's kind of discouraging knowing that no matter what, in these type of situations, the odds will always be stacked against you. You will always, as a man, be fighting an uphill battle if you deal with something like what Johnny Depp is dealing with. And to be honest, it's kind of scary. As a man, it's kind of scary knowing that if a woman wants to, she could do to you what AH is doing to Johnny Depp. And it's not that hard. Because, like I said, the odds are always stacked against you. And people tend to believe women. And I understand why to a certain extent. But I feel like we got to find some balance here. How many men's lives have been ruined due to women like AH? And I can tell you right now, there are tons of women out there just like her. And even while I was watching this trial personally, I had to sit back and look back on some of the women that I've encountered in my life and realize, like, damn, they were pretty psychotic and crazy as well. But society has a way of blowing past that. When you're a man, you're not able to express yourself. If you're a man and a woman slaps you, there's no second thought to that. A woman lays her hands on you, there's no second thought to that. I made this point in a prior video. There's literally anthems, songs out there about women being psychotic, smashing the windows out of your car, slitting your tires, just doing the worst that they could possibly do to you. But you see, when a man does it, it's frowned upon by society, which it should be. But when a woman does it, it's kind of like there's just a pass. And that's one of the reasons why I think this trial is really so important. Because it's, in a way, Johnny is representing all men. All of the men out there who've dealt with a crazy psychopath. That never had the courage to speak up, never knew that. And it's not even that men don't have the courage to speak up. It's that men don't even realize that there's something to speak up about. Because we have been so programmed to just accept whatever crazy psychoticness that women bring to us. Like, honestly. But there's a lot of recordings out there of Johnny Depp and AH. And there's one in particular that really caught my interest. Because of how just blatant she was with admitting that she hit Johnny Depp. And it's all over recording. And not even just how blatant she was in admitting it, but how nonchalant she always was about it. And it just blows my mind that we have recordings like the one you're about to listen to. Yet we're still here. We're still here where we're at now. That makes no sense to me. The recordings, the eyewitnesses, all of this evidence, it should have never gotten to this point. It's like an open and shut case. We don't need 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, however many weeks of a trial to prove that this woman is an absolute monster. But let's just go ahead and watch this clip, and then I'll be back with some of my thoughts.
I don't even know if I said. I mean, I might have said like, "What the fuck," you know, whatever, because I just been hit in the head with the fucking corner of a door.
I'm so sorry. I did not. I'm sorry.
And then I stood up, and then you fucking clocked me.
I remember hitting you as a response to the door thing. And I'm really sorry about hitting you with the door or hitting your head. I did not mean to, nor...
You didn't mean to hit me in the head with the door, but you meant to punch me in the jaw.
I meant to hit you, and I did not do this thing with the door. I do remember, I did mean to hit you.
So that you didn't mean?
The door? No, God, no, I didn't.
But punching me in the jaw.
I didn't. Okay, I'm sorry I hit you. I did mean to hit you, but it was in response. I just reacted in response to my foot. I just reacted, and I'm sorry. It's below me.
Your foot? That was why you punched me?
Yeah.
Just nonchalantly sitting there snacking. If you listened closely, you could literally hear this woman eating, chewing on her snacks. At one point, she even goes, mmm. She's really enjoying herself while openly admitting to hitting Johnny Depp. Hitting him with a door. She literally hit this man with a door in the head, and then because he had a reaction to it that she didn't like, she punched him. Like what? She opens the door, bangs Johnny in the head with the door, and because he wasn't happy about it, she delivers a swift punch to his jaw. And then sits here and talks about it while she's eating celery sticks. Or, I mean, I don't know what she's eating. I'm just saying. What do Hollywood actresses snack on? Damn sure not what I snack on. You don't get this figure eating celery. But honestly, I mean, the audacity of this woman and the confidence that she has and just openly talking about this. This is not a woman who has been physically assaulted in any way by this man. If her life was so crazy with Johnny Depp, if Johnny Depp was such a monster, if Johnny Depp just couldn't stop putting his hands on her, then why is she so confident and comfortable talking about hitting him while sitting here and popping snacks in her mouth? And literally going, this is good. Yeah, I punched you, Johnny, and hit you at the door. Yeah, you shouldn't react that way. Yeah, I'm tasty. No. Women who are in the situations, in real life situations like the one Amber claimed to be, they're not sitting around and talking about how they put their hands on him or how they put their hands on the person who's inflicting this harm upon them. It's like not only does this recording show us that she's the one putting hands on Johnny Depp, admits to it, but it shows you that she has the confidence to just sit there and talk about it, knowing that Johnny is not going to lay a single finger on her. If Johnny's this monster that constantly hits her, then why wouldn't he hit her after she slams a door in his face and then punches him? And then she sits there and eats snacks in his face while talking about it. And this is just one snippet of many recordings out there where AH, acknowledges the fact that she's done all of this stuff to Johnny. That she's hit Johnny multiple occasions, yet somehow this trial was still needed for what? Somehow Johnny lost his jobs and this woman's still working for what? You have to understand that all of this stuff that we're talking about here on my channel, on whatever channel you're watching that covers the story, All of this information has been out there. It's not really new information. This stuff happened years ago. Now, some new stuff is coming to light. You know, there's a lot more people who don't know about this information that are now learning about this information. But these people who are making these big high-profile decisions and firing Johnny and stuff like that, they had some of this information already. These recordings were already out there for a while. And you know, nowhere in these recordings have I heard Johnny Depp admit to ever physically, you know, hurting AH or putting his hands on her. Now, if you've heard one, feel free to let me know down in the comments below. If anywhere in these hours of recordings of Johnny Depp and AH, you can find a part where Johnny Depp admits to doing something to AH, let me know down in the comments below. Everything that I've heard, and I've heard a lot, an overwhelming amount, more than I'm, you know, proud to even admit, I haven't heard Johnny say anything like that. Yet time and time again, we've had admissions from AH that she put her hands on Johnny Depp. So that's why I say that this is discouraging. It's kind of scary that even with all of this evidence, all of these recordings, Johnny's still been fighting this uphill battle. The average person who is wrongly accused, they don't have hours of recordings of the other person literally admitting that they're the one that did all of the stuff that they're actually accusing you of. The average person doesn't have this much evidence. You know what I'm saying? The average person who's being wrongly accused of things, they don't have this much evidence to prove that they're not guilty. Just imagine if Johnny didn't have all of this. Johnny has more evidence than anyone could ever ask for. I mean, it's like a field day for his lawyers. The amount of witnesses that they could call, the recordings, just the timelines, you name it. There's no reason why they should be fighting an uphill battle. There's no reason why society is just now coming around to Johnny Depp's side. It's crazy and it's frustrating. But I want to know your thoughts about this down in the comments below. While you're down there, hit that thumbs up button, hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell, and I'll talk to you on the next video.